And today I'm cooking Ukrainian blini, and these are like thinner pancakes or like French crepes. I prepared my batter with 1.5 cup of flour, 2 eggs, 2 tablespoons of butter, melted butter, and 2 cups of milk or water. And I mixed it all. You can mix it in the blender, or um, you can just mix it by hand. It depends how you prefer. But it's all mixed. And now I will need my frying pan, melted butter with a sponge. I got the craft sponge. If you don't have a craft sponge, there are several different ways of doing it. You can take a fork and wrap paper towel around fork like so. You can just fold the paper towel like so and dip in the butter and put the butter on the pan. And so you put butter thin layer, brush it on the pan, and then you use soup ladle to pour some batter on the um, frying pan. And once you put it on, you kind of roll the pan for it to spread nicely all over the pan. And after that, you have to wait for one side to be fried. How do you know that it is fried? You look at the edges, and the edges begin to look kind of dry. Sometimes they're kind of bumpy, like goosebumps or air bubbles up there. Depend on the type of the pan used. So once it kind of looks nothing running and it kind of looks nice and dry, well, it looks like it needs a minute. Then you can go ahead and flip it. And some people flip it with a kind of like a pizza. I don't know how to do it that way, so I flip it with a spatula. And then when it is done, I put them on the plate. I stack them one on top of another, and I brush each with butter, melted butter, in order for them don't to get stuck to each other. And kind of spread it nicely. And then between each, I wipe my frying pan with the paper towel so there are no leftovers of anything, because if there are leftovers, it will interfere with the next one. It won't spread as nicely. And so again, I brush it thin layer with the melted butter, pour my batter on it, spread it, and fry it until ready. And then while it is frying, I will go ahead and show how to put. These can be cooked with several different stuffings. You can cook it with ground beef. You can stuff it with vegetables. In Ukraine, we use cottage cheese. Here, they don't sell that type of cottage cheese in our town. They do sell it in some bigger cities with Russian stores. Unfortunately, not here. So my favorite is with cottage cheese. So for those, you would roll it kind of like a spring roll. For what I'm making with the fruit spread, I kind of roll them. I just fold them. I don't roll them. So you take each blin, and then you get your fruit spread. And I already have recipe on my channel of the fruit spread. This was cooked a little bit too much earlier, and I did two different fruit spreads. My raspberry turned out a little bit thicker consistency, so I decided to leave that one for the cheese spread. My blackberry turned out good for something like this, a little bit softer, easier to spread out. And so what I'm doing here, I will show in a second. I need to flip this one over. And so I put some fruit spread, and then I just fold it like so, and that's kind of how I'm gonna do it. But you can also roll it as a roll, and one of the books says you can roll it in crushed croutons, and then put them rolled with croutons back on a frying pan with butter, and um, fry them a little bit, and this way it kind of will stay rolled, and it will give it a little bit more flavor. So yeah, these are fun, and it's usually fun to make like 20, 30 of this at a time. So recipe that I have, you will make about maybe 10 of them. But if you want more than that, you will need to double or triple the recipe. And that's it for today. Ukrainian Blin.